Whoa.
All these boxes right here are full of stuff.
I've seen a lot of collections. This is quite the undertaking. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe some of the sets you have in here. This is incredible.
The one high number card that I have, Jackie Robinson.
How many Cobbs are in this one?
4. Settled for $100,000 for everything that we've talked about here.
Today we're in Yukon, Oklahoma. We just grabbed a nice coffee from Summer Moon. Shout out to Summer Moon. We're here to go see a gentleman named Ken. And Ken has been a collector since 1956 is when he opened his first pack. And he reached out to us about 6 weeks ago and said, hey, I have a rather large collection that's been accumulating and it's time for me to downsize a little bit, but I can't send you pictures because I'm opposed to technology, don't have a cell phone. You're gonna have to trust me is what he said. And so he sent me this long list of items from really 1956 all the way up until 2016 when he stopped. And I said, why don't you come out and take a look at this and see if we can make something happen. So we're gonna go drive a couple miles to go meet Ken and see if we can actually make something happen. Well, hi. You must be Ken.
I am, thank you.
Good to meet you.
Come on in, Ty.
Sporting the Dodger stuff today, huh?
Yeah, I gotta show my colors. What is the anti-Yankee team that I can root for and be the Dodgers? So I became a Brooklyn Dodger fan at that point.
All right, so you got cards spread out all over, is that?
This is my football card room. These are mostly either full sets or unopened. This box and this box are duplicates going back to 48.
So you have a lot of wax then. So you were just buying boxes and keeping them.
It was in 1959. Each series that Topps came out, they'd come out in nickel packs, 24 packs to a box. And then at that time, Oklahoma had 4-cent stale stacks. So it came out to be $1.25 with the tax if you bought the whole box. And I found that if you did that, you got every card in the series.
Whoa. So I see like 2006 Heritage Refractor set. I mean,
yeah.
So all of these sets then, Ken, were you going and opening packs and putting them together yourself?
Yeah.
Every single one of these?
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa. I mean, football card room, got a line of stuff on the wall. He opens first closet and it's like, all you see is sets. You know, sealed sets, you see hand collated sets. If this is just partial room number 1, I can't imagine what's happening the rest of the day. What's been the hardest set for you to complete up to this point?
The one kind of old set that I don't have completed and never will would be the 52 Topps. The short prints, the last series, have always been just beyond my financial ability to chase.
Okay.
Yeah, everything else is going to be on the other side of the house here. So.
What's unique about Ken is that a lot of this stuff, as he's telling those stories, is from his childhood. I mean, these cards, these sets, I mean, he's putting them together at a young age and there's a lot of meaning behind each one. What room are we in now, Ken? What is this?
This is where I put things together. There's the computer, all this, so, and then storage too. One of the things that you might have noticed is I have this fascination with uncut sheets. And when I retired and moved here, I thought, well, I'll just blanket the room with uncut sheets just to make it just overboard.
Oh my goodness.
There's one right there, the one on the end, and then there's one more right there, I think.
That's it. Uncut sheets are interesting. You know, there's a very unique place for them in the hobby. Obviously, they're not as liquid as other things, but there's some collectors that salivate over some of the rarer uncut sheets. And he's got the 80-81 Topps basketball uncut sheet with 2 Magic and Bird rookies on it. That's something that I think is going to grab somebody's eye watching this. This is incredible. How did you acquire this piece right here?
Again, this was early 80s when I was trying to get uncut sheets. The guy had advertised that he had some 1980 Topps. I asked him for a 1980s Topps baseball thing, and he sent me this instead. And I thought, when I got this, I was really disappointed because basketball was never one of my favorites. In fact,
this is incredible.
Like I said, this is the only basketball item I have ever owned in my life.
Why are you so infatuated with uncut sheets? You don't see it often. What is it about it?
I guess once I got back in the hobby and saw things like this, I never knew these things even existed when I was a kid. And it just was a fascination to see that this is before they go into packs. This is what they look like, what that thing is.
Guys, we travel all over the United States, filming the greatest collections in the United States. Do us a favor and click subscribe. Only 61% of you click it. It would be a huge help, and it'll take you 2 seconds. Click subscribe now. Keep chasing.
This is a 70s top set, all the cards individual, and here are all the stars and rookies.
It's the first graded card I've seen so far.
The only reason I buy graded cards is when I put these old sets together, you want all of your high dollar cards, you want to know that they're in good shape, that they hadn't been photographically kind of tilted so that you don't see the flaws on them. So I'll always get the major stars and rookies in graded condition so that it'll sell easier.
Makes sense.
Of course, it costs a whole lot more, but still, they look nicer. And if I were doing that, I would want to buy a set kind of like that. So, I've always been a set collector. From the very first year I collected, every year I would try to make complete sets, and the ones I started, I would go ahead and make a set of those. Let's see, these are top Fleer Donruss, or Donruss and Fleer duplicates with stars on them. I think that's 2009. That's 2010, I think.
That's Heritage. So you were ripping Heritage boxes to get to your sets.
Oh yeah.
That's how you built them.
I'd buy a case if I had it available to me to do that.
Okay. Okay, so this is the magical room, I can tell. Baseball is what he said mostly exists here, and this is also where he's putting together these sets, the operating table. He's got everything. You see all the top loaders and unopened packs and, open packs and boxes. A lot has been happening in this room.
Well, I retired in 2006, so by the time I moved here, I was pretty much done with doing modern sets.
Okay.
And I would I did Bowman for another couple of years, and the Fleer Ultra.
Okay.
I like to do the gold parallels and things like that. These are my keepers right here. These are the
this
ones.
This is your entire run, right? Is this?
Yeah, it is. I'll show you the one high number card that I have, Jackie Robinson.
That never gets old, seeing that card.
There's a guy lived down the street from me. His brother had given him his cards that he didn't want anymore. He'd gone off to college, and the brother didn't really care for him. So it turns out he gave him like $10 in a brand new baseball, and he gave him a whole big box of cards. And he called me up, but unfortunately it's one of those times where I was all of my money I got for baseball cards I did by having a paper route in junior high and high school. I had the morning route, which meant I get a quarter or five every day, 7 days a week to do it. Well, one of the guys in my class had the afternoon local newspaper, and I had just left to go deliver his papers when my friend had called and said, "Hey, I got this deal. You want to go in on it?" Well, I wasn't going to be back for another hour or so, so he went ahead and did it himself. And he knew I was a Dodger fan, and that was the worst condition card he had of him. But I wasn't complaining. I was.
So that card came from then.
Came from that
moment.
That sale that he bought that time. And if I hadn't been off doing that, I'd have been with him, and we would have split the whole thing together, and I would have had probably the whole set done.
Oh my goodness. How cool is that? I mean, he remembers his paper route, negotiating essentially a collection that he got that had the Jackie Robinson. He was a few hours short from getting basically half the 52 top set. But either way, he walked away with the Jackie Robinson for a couple bucks. I think he did all right.
You ever hear Woody Gelman?
Woody Gelman doesn't know.
He was with Topps company from the beginning.
Okay.
He and I forget Art Shorn were the guys who put the 52 Topps set together. He was did most of the artwork, and all of the top sets that were non-sport, he was in charge of those. He had a business called the Card Collectors Company that I didn't find out about until 1960. And this is the 61 sale piece. If you'll notice 52 tops,
Oh, I can, yeah.
50 cents a piece for those.
So you could have got the entire set for $100,
Yeah,
a couple $100.
at least.
Wow.
Of course, in 1960, 61, $100 is
That's a
more
lot
than
of
I would
money.
ever see in a year.
Yeah,
so.
that makes sense. Collecting shouldn't feel complicated. That's why I use Pristine Auction for everything. One platform, thousands of items, and lots of different ways to buy. The best thing is there's no clutter, there's no waste of time, and the customer service over at Pristine Auction is second to none. If you want a cleaner, more simple way to buy and sell what you want in the hobby, go use Pristine Auction. Collect smarter, collect easier, collect with Pristine Auction.
Now, these are all empty boxes up there.
Oh, gotcha.
So.
Okay.
And like I say, the underneath there are the ones I got directly from Tops, the uncut sheets of the 81, 82, or there's an 84 and a few other things in there too. Like I say, I'm 77 years old. I don't know how many more years I've got. I don't have kids to give them to. I have one of my nephews collected cards when he was in high school and into college, so he knows the hobby. And I told him that what I would do, the cards that I have left, I'll in my will I'll give them to him and he can do with what he wants. There's a listing of everything that's here. Up there is unopened case of 95 Lear Leaf Limited Series 1, Series 2.
So he found another closet in his hallway that he conveniently stuffed with 90s and mid 80s sealed cases and hand collated sets that he put together. He didn't waste any space in this house.
That's 3 boxes unopened of Series 1 and Series 2 fit that one. This is the 83 Lear Cello case. There's probably there's probably about maybe 12, 13 boxes in there yet. 2 of the Wax 82. And like I say, there's 3 boxes of the 81 Top scratch-offs, which are worth probably not much.
I cannot believe some of the sets you have in here.
Looked at that. This is the
one?
T206, that's the T205.
Yeah, I did. The play ball, I looked at the Gaudi.
Again, the Card Collectors Company, he would, you could buy like 1930s cards, their choice, you get like 3 for $1 or something like that.
Okay.
And one of them that I got on here, I'm trying to remember, he was a pitcher, he's got a yellow background.
There's your first Babe Ruth. Wow. I mean, just... So you were acquiring these back when?
Well, this was back in the early 60s. And
Okay.
I'd only get just a few. Oh, here you go. Monty Weaver. That was
Monty
one of them
Weaver.
that
Okay.
and the first time I ever got any of those, I got that card. I made a concerted effort to finish up this set, get the T206s and 5s, then the play balls.
I am just in awe of something like this. I mean, nothing's graded.
Nuh-uh.
You
I just
the
got it
wrap
card by
there.
card, essentially.
And it's the
over
same
the
for
years.
all of this
Yeah,
stuff.
it's the same for all of that.
Which one should I show off next? Pick your favorite. Okay. Oh my goodness. How many cobs are in this one? 3 or 4?
There's 4.
4?
The
You have
red,
all 4?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got everything here except for the Wagner.
So you're not going to complete this set, it sounds like. All 4 cobs. Matt, we've seen a lot of collections over the years. This is spectacular. I am just so impressed.
There's one player in here that has 5 different cards. You probably would have no clue. He was the most popular player, even above Cobb and those guys back in 1910s. Ever hear Hal Chase?
Hal Chase? Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
There's 5 cards that he has in this set.
So you put them in alphabetical order.
Yeah, these are.
Okay. So let's look at Chase. Now that you said that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. 1, 2. There's 2 of them.
And there's 3 on the other.
He seems happy. He's happy because he got 5 cards.
That supposedly was a loving cup given to him by the players. He was so beloved and yet he was about as evil. He got banned from baseball for throwing games.
Okay.
And he was instrumental in the 1919 Black Sox scandal.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
one of the go-betweens that the players went through because he had all the connections.
That's the one with Shoeless Joe Jackson, right? All the interaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, these aren't just cards for Ken. I mean, these are historical items that play a part in his life, but also he understands the history of those moments in baseball. Talking about the short prints, talking about the games, the scandals. He gets it, and it makes it really fun just going through these cards with him. What's the long-term plan for something like this?
This is one I'll leave.
You
my
leave your
nephew.
family. Oh man.
Let him do with what he wants to. Now, you might want to keep in touch with him because he may not want to keep all this stuff.
All right, nephew. Get in touch.
These are the coins
Okay.
from 64 and then 71 in the back. Oh
yeah.
one
go
more
ahead.
thing here. This is the 2014, 15, and 16 heritage, where everything that I could try to get is with the super short prints. The various
gotcha. Yep.
are in there.
Look how
And these
big that is.
These are the buybacks starting out. No, these are the regular set right here.
So you did the master set for 3 years, is what you're saying?
Well, basically for all of them from. Here's all these boxes right here are full of stuff.
Ken.
It's not quite as daunting as it is. As I put things in here, I made a cheat sheet. For instance, like this one is named XX.
Every box in this line is full of cards.
Yeah, all of these are right here.
2009, so this is all accurate, right? So 2009 Bowman Blue set.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of collections. This is quite the undertaking you've gone through. So how deep did you get in the parallel sets? I know you mentioned in your email Heritage Chrome. Did you do refractor sets or just?
Oh yeah.
You did refractor sets too.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot to dig into here. I don't quite know why I'm here yet. We're going to investigate that here more, but there's no doubt that he is selling a lot of what he has. You got crazy amounts of sets.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting over here and I see a Fergie Jenkins binder.
Oh.
Did you go after players?
Once I retired and came here, I went from sets to trying to get the every card of some of my favorite players. Fergie Jenkins was one. I got Paul Molitor, Steve Garvey, and Cartland Fisk.
Okay.
And to tell you, if you know who the president of the Paul Molitor fan club is, he might be interested in these. Each one of these boxes, one is this is all Fleer Paul Molitor cards.
Oh, wow.
And I got one for Topps, Donruss, and Upper Deck.
Wow.
This is a number to 100.
Row 0, that's a legacy collection. I know that.
Like I said, he was my last favorite player who was active when I was collecting.
Did you go deep into the rabbit hole of getting all the parallels and everything too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You sure did, huh? Oh my gosh, this is... I'm not in love with Paul Molitor as much as you, but I love these cards. My head was spinning early on, but I'm starting to get in the groove a little bit, and Ken's helping with that. I am just blown away with this collection. Summarize again for me what exactly you're selling today, potentially. So,
Take out these.
Okay.
Everything else you see is for sale.
everything else is for sale in this room.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So we got the sealed stuff, we got the sets over here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that helps in this room.
Yeah.
Okay. And then walk me to the other rooms and just summarize again for me there.
Okie doke.
All right. So in here,
Starting over here, this table, the uncut sheets, all the boxes here, the uncut sheets under there, everything sitting here. I don't know if you would be interested in that.
I probably
And the only
would,
thing that's
actually, if
off
you will
limits
sell.
are these two rows.
These
right
two
here.
rows. That's the full run from 48
Yeah.
to whatever you stopped.
Yeah,
Okay.
75.
Okay. So all this is
All
is
this.
okay, this is for sale.
Yeah.
Okay. Off limits in here is this is the stuff that you're consigning.
This right here. Now this is for sale. These inserts and
Okay.
things like that. And there's some decent
Cool stuff.
short prints, and
Okay. Assuming you're just throwing you're throwing this rack into the deal, right? You're just tossing all those in.
no.
So I think the email you had sent was a majority of this stuff that you typed out, right? Or not? I mean, I don't know how much you left off of it.
I
but-
extracted the uncut, not the uncut, but the unopened and the sets out
Okay.
of those pretty much for you.
Okay.
But all the other stuff that you see in there wasn't even listed. So.
Okay. So we've already been here a couple hours, and I'm taking a lot of mental notes, but a lot of it's based on what I think is going to happen. I think it's time to go sit down with Ken and figure out exactly why I'm here today and how we can make this best work for both of us. So there's 3 rooms. Oh, there was the closet too. And the closet. Okay. Yeah. We had exchanged numbers back and forth. Mm-hmm. Do you have a number in mind for all of that stuff, or do I need to go and start calculating? And
the 150 that I gave you was just off the top. Wow, I'll go high because he couldn't go low, sort of thing. I would like to get your assessment of the stuff that I didn't include on there. What I did go in detail on, I looked at all of the unopened boxes, cases, the sets, and looked at the most recent sales on eBay on that. And I would tend to, like the 78 wax box I have, top 78 wax box, one sold last month for like $4,400 or something like that. I just wrote down 4,000 on that. Okay. So I because of the variation of things selling, I went a little low on most of those. And I want to make sure that whatever we come to, that you have at least like a 25% profit margin on this. So keep you in business. Guys like you, I wish I had the acumen that you guys do.
Well, I appreciate that. What I'll try to do is come up with an assessment of what I think it's all worth.
Okay.
And then we can figure out what the price is that I could pay.
Okay, that sounds good.
And I think we'll find a way to come to agreement on something.
Now, I was expecting you to show up with a U-Haul and it tacked up to the back.
All right. It's a negotiation tactic. I don't get it until I know I need it.
Oh, okay.
I'm super intrigued by this. Yeah. Like you said, this is like for a collector.
You're going to be amazed at some of the stuff in there.
It's nice to know Ken called the right guy, because this is the type of collection that really if I left here today and didn't have it, I'd be thinking the whole time, why didn't I get the deal done? So we're in a good spot. All right, so I have just been going through boxes, and here, just open this box here, right? It's 2013 Heritage Chrome, and it's got purple set, multiple refractor sets, base and insert sets. I mean, just multiple, basically master sets of 13 Heritage, which in the baseball community, Heritage is one of maybe the most sought after set product that is created every year by Topps. To put master sets together and refractor sets is quite the feat. He's done it since the beginning of Heritage.
So you might be wondering, what's the big deal about Topps Heritage? Well, back in 2001, Topps released the very first Heritage set to celebrate 50 years of making baseball cards. The design was a direct throwback to the iconic 1952 release. But they didn't stop there. They included classic elements like short prints, high number cards, cool inserts, autos, relics, and of course, a chrome parallel set. Well, the result was a release that hit a home run with collectors. It struck such a chord that it was later voted Product of the Decade by Beckett Magazine. Since then, every year, Topps Heritage has looked back exactly 50 years, honoring that year's original design, with chrome, refractors, and tons of super popular variations. It's become the gold standard for set collectors, with complete master sets still commanding huge premiums today. So yeah, I'm just a little excited that Ken put in all the work to complete these sets.
And he's got boxes here where we got wax boxes of Topps. I was going through the list, but realized it was just better to start opening up these boxes individually. Donruss Preferred, 1998. He's got the 2005 Ultra Gold Medallion set, 2001 Heritage Chrome, 2009 Bowman set. There's 2009 Bowman Blue set, which I think we showed earlier. I'm making mental notes. I've been jotting down some notes on the phone of what I think all this is worth. And these are the types of things where you're going to sit on it a little bit, but you're going to sell sets and just over time recoup your money, which is totally fine. I love this type of stuff, but putting a accurate number is always the tough thing. So I'm gonna keep looking. I got to go back into those two rooms and kind of see what we're looking at as well. Let's look at some of these here. So they didn't seal boxes back then. Oh, this is not even sealed anyway. These are sets. That's good to know. '67 Topps football. These are his extras. Let's see, like in a box like this, what do the extras look like? Look pretty good. So usually we see collections where the collector has just been buying and acquiring collections over years and decades. Ken is not that guy. Ken is the guy who's been buying the boxes of cards, the wax, opening it up and building his sets methodically, which means he has all the goodies that come with those, boxes sometimes, the extras, the hits, but also he has some of the stuff that he never got around to opening, like this. 84 Topps. And then back over here to baseball, and he's got just a ton of sets. There he is. Oh my gosh. So like real quick on this, 98 Flair, row 0. That's a legacy collection. My gosh. 20 of 250. What's the value in these rooms? I mean, we're 20 to 40 in each room, basically. Realistically, I mean, each room's going to be a little bit different because there's different degrees of wax. But you start looking at the wax here, you start looking at the sets here. I mean, that 98 Flair and the 97 Flair Showcase Row 0, those start to add up a little bit. Some of the mid 80s stuff you can quantify pretty quickly, but when you're talking Row 0 stuff, like, there's not a lot of those sets put together. So it's gonna be really hard to come up with a number. I'm just gonna be super aggressive and see if we can make something work, because I do gotta get a U-Haul in about a half hour. So if I wanna get it done, I gotta get it done. How hard will it be for you to let go of some of this stuff?
Well, everything that I've told you, in fact, I want you to take it away today.
So there's no emotional attachment there?
No, the only thing I'm attached to are my personal collections that I've got in the binders there.
Yeah.
Now, there are memories that I can associate with those things, but I don't, I can evoke those on my own without having to actually see them in front of me, so.
Yeah. Well, this is one of those rare cases where you are keeping your PC.
Yeah.
Very clearly. You stated that very up front and said, I'm keeping my personal collection. The fringe stuff is for sale.
Yeah.
So I can see why it's not too crazy.
Like I say, I've always been a set collector, and once I got anything other than a set, then that's ancillary, and it's able to, I can trade it or sell it or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I didn't really ask you this. What is the money going to go towards? Is it something you can say? Do you know what you're going to do with it?
Different things. I still owe on this house, so I can pay down on the mortgage a little bit, and I've got nieces and nephews who have children that are now going to college or starting families, and at Christmas I give them a healthy donation. I'm not very good at picking out presents or even trying to figure out hints and whatnot, but I always know that if you give somebody money, it's very appreciated regardless. They can go
take care of
what they need or what they want. So
gotcha.
I'll be doing that.
How much of it's going to go back into the hobby?
I might actually, right now, there are certain sets I kind of stay away from because they're just too expensive for me.
Yeah.
I might use some of that money to go do a once in a lifetime sort of get another set of it.
Yeah. Well, like I told you out there, some of these are scientific negotiations because if it's a handful of cards, we can go say, here's what it sells for and here's what we can pay.
You're overwhelmed with what's out there, I'm sure.
In a good way, right? I'm overwhelmed in a good way. And so it's more of an art at this point, right? It's like, okay, there's ranges for this stuff. I think it'll fall in. And when we're dropping significant amounts of money, we got to make sure both you're getting what you need and I'm not overextending myself too much. So I tried to like play all that into the equation. One question I have though, two questions I have. One, the uncut sheets, are all those a part of the what's going?
Yeah, anything that's all gone except for what I got on my walls.
Got it.
I'll keep those.
Yep. So I typically try to pay 65% of retail in a large deal, which is actually 25% of net, just so you know. So we're probably not super far off. It's just a matter of where we think the retail value is of everything.
Right. And that was what I wanted to hope that you could get a good enough sense of what I've got that you would have better than I would, that I could try to tell you what the value of that stuff is. I'm
kind of trusting you on some of the sealed stuff.
But you didn't have the time to dig into all those boxes.
I did. I'm just going to trust you. So if you spent the time going through it and we're within at least a reasonable range, then I'll be fine. I kind of just started ballparking things throughout the day. I settled on like the retail value of everything, like $130,000.
Okay.
So I don't know how close that was to where you were going to be sitting, but
actually that's higher than what I was thinking.
Well, that's a good thing.
I'm thinking like 125 or something like that. Okay.
So,
but again, money's not the main object for me. I want to make sure that you guys are whole too, so that you do get your 25, 35%.
Yeah.
So that you can keep doing this.
Well, I appreciate that. We've done it long enough we've made bad decisions, don't get me wrong, but we try to make good decisions. I would offer you, strong out of the gate, I'd offer you $80,000.
Okay. Here's my thinking is that, like I said, the only thing I went out and looked at were not the uncut, but the unopened boxes and the sets, and looked at the most recent sales, and those came out to just right around $100,000.
Okay.
And then everything else that would go along with it, from the T206s on up to the other 90s and 2000, that would be enough to offset and bring you up to where you get like 30% profit or something like that.
Yeah.
So what I would, if we could find a way, I'd settle for $100,000 for everything that we've talked about here.
He's at 100, I'm at 80. That's a wide delta, right? That's a 20% delta. The easy solution might be just to come back and say 90K. It's fair logic. So in other words, you're saying sell the sets and sell the sealed wax to make yourself whole.
And then everything else would be gravy.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to rely on you, is you get a sense of what's out there so that you could sell that and still make your profit.
Yeah. My only hesitation with that is moving $100,000 in wax is not that easy, first off.
Yeah.
And it's riskier than you think, right? So I devalue wax a little bit more than I do cards.
Okay.
You get a lot more scams. You get guys that say, hey, it arrived open. You get, all that stuff happens. So the risk factor goes up for me when I think, I got to go resell 100K in wax to make myself whole.
Yeah.
So that's my only argument to that. $80,000 versus $100,000. Let me step outside and think about this.
Okay.
Let me take a deep breath and make sure it's good, and I can talk with Matt about it too, because he's always part of these decisions. So I think the right play here is to counter, and I think I'll probably counter at 87.5 and hopefully just be done with it at that point.
Deep down, I'm excited about this opportunity, but I'm also fully aware of the risk of selling vintage boxes on the open market. Now the goal is to get us both into a position where we're comfortable.
So I don't think we're that far off.
Yeah.
The hardest pill I had to swallow is paying essentially retail for wax.
Right.
I would never do that in any transaction, right? I would be paying 70% to even make it worth my while.
Yeah.
So for me to kind of say, I'm okay with paying full price for that, is probably the hardest thing for me to accept in that $100,000 deal. So I don't think I can settle on that.
Okay.
But I can move a little to try to make it more reasonable for you. What would you say to $85,000?
here's one more thing. How about 90,000 and you can have this 1960 set.
Okay. Now it's getting intriguing. Tell me about this 1960 set real quick. Anything I need to know outside of just...
No, it's a full set, and these are the star cards engraded.
That's pretty sweet. What do you think, Matt? Why'd you say 1960 set? What were you planning that, or is this a set that just doesn't mean quite as much?
My very favorite set, you'd think would be the 56, which was the first one, but 57 is my very favorite set because you had an actual picture of baseball parks and whatnot. You could see what was going on. 58 with the solid background was a disappointment. 59 with the little circle was a disappointment. This was kind of a disappointment because it was horizontal.
Yeah. So
61 would be my second favorite one, where it was kind of like. So this has never been one of my favorite sets. It's one of those meh.
Okay. $90,000. Done deal.
Sound good.
All right. Man, he suckered me in. Gosh.
We need to learn from his playbook.
That's a great play. I mean,
well, actually, I was going to give you that anyway.
oh, get out of here.
All right, our cash deal with Ken is done. Now it's time to connect him with the guys over at Pristine Auction because we're confident a consignment with Pristine is better than his previous consignment relationships.
I want to introduce you to Ken.
Howdy.
Hey, Ken, how are you?
Pretty good.
I was telling Ken he's got some great stuff that he's been consigning with another consignor. Let's just say that. And I said, stop doing that and go work with Pristine. I said we'd leave here making sure he had your information, and there was some stuff he was going to consign potentially, and I know Jared and you said you'd take care of him, so I wanted to make sure we got that done.
We will absolutely take great care of your stuff there, make sure the marketing's behind it, make sure the items are in the auctions that we want. We look forward to helping you with the rest of the stuff.
Okay, that's great.
All right, Jeremy. Thank you, sir.
See you, Tom. Get a bit, you can. Talk to you soon.
They are very good people, I really mean
Well,
that. And they'll get you top dollar for stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ken.
You bet.
It was a great day hanging out with you, and I appreciate you working
Certainly.
to get this done. Over the last 4 years, we have seen it all on Chasing Cardboard. I mean, really, we've seen it all. Every closet, every basement, every attic. Today ranks near the top. Unpacking Ken's collection was a treat for me, and I can guarantee you it was a treat for you. And now what's in store for me is 5 hours of driving from OKC to KC with a whole lot of cards. Keep chasing.